Deadrock is back, and we start where we left off with Ryzen confronting Hannibal. Ryzen demands to know why he's there at the school and attacks him at the exact same time. Hannibal's response is just to knock him back, like it was an easy thing. It was not even a fight, just go away, showing that there's still a massive gap in power between these two. And apparently he's there to be a teacher. He was invited by God. He says that he is actually an alum, and that's why he was invited back, which means he holds the title of Demon Lord and can travel between here and the mortal realm anytime he wants, which is insane to think about, because that basically means this guy is on par with the top 4 teachers most likely. He probably was brought in to replace the vice principal. And if that's true, then God's going to have to hire another teacher to replace Lauzen, who just died. Back with the fight with Freya and EG. EG begins to lose his patience, but apparently this fight has actually pushed him to his very limit because he undergoes an origin point. He actually begins to transform. He gets even bigger, his fur turns black, and he grows these blades on his elbows. And with his awakening as an origin point, he's now finally able to rush through Freya's attacks, because while she's also an origin point, she's also extremely weak because of all the damage she took in her last fight. Yeah, so EG doesn't actually give two shits about Freya or anything. The reason why he wants to make her suffer as much as possible is because Yakuto killed Desk, his best friend, and he wants to kill one of Yakuto's friends. It's that plain and that simple. And so he actually looks towards Yakuto as he crushes Freya's head. I legitimately thought she was dead at this moment. In fact, I've been saying this entire time that Freya was going to die this arc. But crazy enough, no, she does not die actually. Because she has reached her origin point, and her origin point is that of an Ignite, she's actually able to turn her entire body into fire. And so she just regenerates as flames. Funny thing is, she didn't know she could do this at all. Of course, she just entered her origin point, so I'm not surprised she has no idea that she could do this. But she declares that now that she's killed Lauzen, her new goal is to graduate with the rest of her class. Kinda impossible now that one of them's dead and the other's a zombie, but sure. Either or, she then completely turns into flames and then flies inside of EG. And it's pretty obvious what she's going to do next. She basically causes an explosion inside of EG, just killing him outright. Of course, before she's able to kill him, Yakuto decides to then mock EG. Okay, the ability to turn to flames and then explode from the inside is just busted. I mean, that's just probably the most insane ability they have so far in this series. On the other hand, she is completely made of flame at that point, so beating her isn't really that complicated. You just have to damage her body to the point where she turns herself into flames to recover, and then you just douse those flames with water and she's dead. So it's a major power to have, being able to just transform into flames, but at the same time, there's a clear downside. And so the final fight will be between Yakuto and Freya. The two decide to have a talk before their fight, where Freya is like, hey, I can now go all out, because technically she recovered when she transformed into flames, so she's definitely ready for this fight. Yakuto's like, what are you talking about, the fight to the death? I don't want to do that, I don't want to kill a comrade. And she points out something that is blatantly obvious, which is that Yakuto has changed. At the beginning, he was a complete psychopath. Like, he acts friendly and nice, but the fact is, he will do and use anyone he can to get his goal. But he's actually grown to like these people and is now willing to sacrifice them to fulfill his goal. And so he's come up with a plan so they both can live. And obviously, Fry's like, yeah, I don't think God's going to allow that. And Fry's 100% correct, because we then jump over to the teachers. The homeroom teacher of Class F, Suru, wants a meeting with all of them. And he tells God he doesn't want his students to fight each other. He thinks it's cruel to have two friends kill each other. This surprised me because I expected Suru to be a plant put in there by God to spy on that class. But then I realized, wait, that doesn't make sense. God has the power to do whatever the hell he wants to anyone he wants. He's just that powerful. He doesn't need to spy on Yakuto and them. He can just go ahead and kill them anytime he wants. There's no point in playing with them. So he legitimately just gave them a new teacher after he killed their last one. As you can imagine, neither God or the other teachers actually care what Suru wants, and they actually want to see these kids fight and kill each other. They think it would be entertaining to watch, to force friends to murder one another. But Suru continues to advocate for them, and then God decides to give him an ultimatum. Now, we don't get to hear what the ultimatum is, but if I had to guess, I would say he's going to force Suru to fight Hannibal. And if Suru is able to win, his students get to go on without having to kill each other. But if Hannibal wins, well, Suru's dead, and his students are then given over to this new teacher. Which means Class F is just going to run through teachers like crazy, because I guarantee Suru's going to be killed, and Hannibal is going to become the new homeroom teacher of Class F. But we're just going to have to wait and see until next month. So if you enjoy this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up so you can enjoy more Deadrock and other my things. Thank you, and have a great day.